Okay, hi everybody. This is Fabulous Friday with all of the fun friends. God, that's a lot of F's. Um, yeah, so this is our S3 group. This is something we put together a few months ago just to try to have everybody have a place to stay up to date. Um, just so much activity going on, so much excitement around the new device coming. Really wanted to pop on today, being the last day of the month, so I won't keep us long, but we have so many operators now. Not everybody can make this Friday at noon, but they can catch the recording. Today I wanted to let's see, there's Suzanne. So today I kind of wanted to just talk a little strategy. Everybody's kind of just winging it out there because you've got your device and now what do we do? Let's just go, right? Um, at the end of the day, we're out of devices, by the way. So they are bringing in some units from other countries. I know I just sent an application in for a device in Australia, so I'm waiting to hear what the inventory is like in Australia. But they're starting to move some of those devices into the U.S. market, and I don't know how long it'll take for them to get them shipped here, and what that inventory will look like. I have several applications on the waiting list right now, so we'll just see how that rolls. So the key is if you have somebody that wants a device or is an executive or wants to pay to get that device application in, we're still taking those and putting them on wait list. I believe right now the last I heard there was 20 something on the wait list. Mine that are on the wait list are in the top 10, so I'm excited about that. Uh, that's because you guys don't hesitate. When you get them to me, I get them there, and then I hold them accountable for that. So that's part of the reason I don't have you send those in directly, that I have you send them straight to me so that I can make sure that I'm staying on top of that with them. And I've been doing it so long with them like that for at least 14 years. So they kind of just jump when they see my email. So, which is kind of good for us, but they know that I'm going to be coming back at them, so they really make sure they stay in communication with us on those devices. So yeah, devices are out of stock. Like I was saying earlier, they're bringing them in from other countries, so whatever that ship time is. So in the meantime, Carla came up with a brilliant idea, which she's just brilliant like that.
Hang on,
Uh,
I'll be right back. Kim Staples is at the door with my scanner.
Okay. So, and that's exactly what I was going to say is that she has loaned her device out to people who are going to talk to doctors or hold events for people on your team. So, if you are in that position where you have folks on your team or you have affiliates that are interested in this device, you go ahead and let them use your device to go and get people measured and educated. And that's the purpose right now. Like at this stage of the game, we're out there educating, getting as many people measured as we can, and educating as many people about antioxidants, about personalized nutrition. So here comes Kim. Hey, hey, she's on mute. Um, so I wanted to just have you guys like really think about 12 months from now. That's when that's when things are going to massively explode. Now, we're going to get the pucks before the end of this year. There will be some of those that'll start getting disseminated out there. But the key is for those of you that have started right now in that educating phase and starting to get people on the subscription phase. I've kind of planned out this strategy for the next 12 months, and it is very fluid. It will change as things change. Um, but for now, I believe our biggest purpose is to get that device out and educate people. I know Scotty has done a great job of just going and blowing. Whether she knows what she's talking about or not does not matter. What matters is to get people's hands on that device, get them touching that, get them as a someone on your follow-up list so that you can go in and get them on some sort of nutraceutical. I don't care if it's something as basic as biome or basic as collagen, whatever it is. The goal here is to get them on a subscription as a customer for you. and educate, educate, educate. So right now we're in this education phase, and I look for that to be at least the next month, because now we've got, 3,500 S3s out there in the US, and everybody's doing the same thing on all the other teams. So they're using their social strategies, which we have the best social strategies of any group in all of Nu Skin Global. So take this as just another product and start putting it in the rotation for social. That's going to give you those people who are viewing that, gives you that opportunity to reach out to them to get them measured or to get them started on a nutraceutical. Because what you're planting is that in 12 months, we've got a device coming that you can hold in your hand and purchase that will give you your own personalized nutritional wellness plan. And so in anticipation and in works for that, we're educating now. And so that's kind of the phase, because there's so many of us that got these devices, but we're not necessarily schooled or proficient on what those antioxidants are. And that's okay. You don't have to be. Just go Google it, Chat GPT, whatever, spit those words out. You can't say that you can't say the wrong thing. So, but what you have in your hands is golden. And we have more of these golden nuggets on our team than any other team right now. That's me, because I have been going and blowing. So I want you guys to go ahead and use that device like Carla was talking about in the group to help your new affiliates or your new doctors, wellness centers, whatever, have a device to use in their in their building of their practice, in their building of their customer base, until we're able to get some more of those S3s. If someone is really interested in that S3, they need to get me a agreement now, like now. If they're not if they're not a brand rep or an executive, they've got to have that 1,000 GSV order number written at the top. The key to that is when you help somebody do that, make sure that when they place that order off their Stella account, that 1,000 GSV, that it's drop shipped so they get DCSV off of that. Okay, that's critical piece to that. And then they'll get their DCSV. All right, for that $1,000 purchase. If you don't help walk them through that, I've been doing it for people. Like I've been having them give me their log on. I'm going to Stella. I'm talking to them on the phone, putting in the cart what things that they want. I can see the DSV total right there. And then I click drop ship gift receipt. And then I ship it to a different address and a different name. Okay. So then you put that order number on this thing, they get the DCSV. So that's new people. Okay. And get those in. And then they get on the wait list. They just need to know they're on the wait list right now. But we are bringing more units in from other markets. I'll see if I can't find out how much inventory is actually going to be moved in. I know they're pulling a lot from Europe because it's so hard to get a scanner in Europe. I've been trying for almost a year to get one with an affiliate in Holland. It's just very difficult the way they have to register the device in different markets. So education phase right now. So when you are sitting there with somebody, can of Vitamil, okay? Let's nourish some children. The whole device is about nourishment. It's about measuring nourishment. So I have a little sheet here. I've cut a hole in the top of my can, and I have them make a donation or click the QR code link on my paper that takes them to a Stella link to purchase Vitamil. And that is what I have them. I say, would you be willing to donate, help me feed some kids for this measurement today? And that's all I do. They can or can't, it's okay. But most people are doing it. And I'm finding that's one way to offset my cost, my $147 cost, because I turn around and buy Vitamil with that. So that's one way. Some people are actually putting in the email address, which is tagging them, and Carla's having great success with that because she's doing a lot more of one-on-one or two-on-ones where there's not a lot of people in the room, and that's a great way to get that email address tagged to you. Scotty, we don't know how to unattach email addresses from old scanners. I mean, I've still got engineering trying to figure that out. I've also asked for them to update the app now that there's so many people using the app. The app's starting to move slow and it's starting to have errors. So I've asked for an app update. Not sure if I'll get it, but I have asked for that. One way around, if you're measuring large groups of people, and I think most of you know how to get to the demo mode on the app. If you don't, you just, once it's up and connected, on the bottom right, there's a little globe. Click that globe and scroll, and it should give you an option for demo scan. Once it's in demo scan mode, you can just push scan again, scan again, scan again. So when I was at the gym, there was, 30 something personal trainers there, and they were all busy getting ready to go train people. And they would just walk by, put their hand down, get a measurement. I would take a picture of them with their score in it. And then I would say, what's your cell phone number? And they'd yell it off. I'd type it in, shoot that picture. Next, next, next. So now I had their cell phone number, and I also had a picture of their score. And now I can go back in and say, here's the package you need. So it's a little bit more follow-up that way. Some people have spreadsheets where they're having people fill out, their name, their cell phone number, and then you just write their score down, and so there's multiple ways you can do that. If you really want to tap into the $8 credit for people being rescanned on your device, you will have to put that email in on the original scan. And then every time they rescan, it'll go to that same email. And if they're on a scanner certified product attached to that email, you'll get $8. So, but it's a little complicated to attach a scan card to somebody's subscription account. It becomes a little time consuming. But if that's something that you have the time, or you're just measuring small numbers of people that are on subscription, then that's a good way to do it. You can also, once they get on a subscription, remeasure them and then attach it. So there is some ways to go about that. If you get in a bind with that, just holler at me. I'll help get you through that. So those are some ways right now to just start getting your scan numbers up. The amount of people that you're measuring, the amount of people that are getting exposed to the device. Very important that people see it. I would also have maybe a picture or something printed. I have my stuff printed, like what is an antioxidant, and I have them in, the clear plastic sheets, and I lay them out on the table. There's about 3 or 4, and they just take pictures of the thing, and there they go. I don't have to send it to them. You know what I mean? So I have one that has a good, better, best with QR codes at the bottom. So they go click, 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 so they have it. You can do that however it fits whatever event or whatever situation you're in, to do that. But the key here is education. How many people can we educate? And Scotty, she's starting to get all the verbiage down because she's been educating people every day. She doesn't even care who she's talking to. And that's the way it has to go. You've got to open your mouth and tell people that this device is here and it's available for you now. And here's what it does and why you need it. And you're going to have, 2 people out of 10 that are going to pay attention. So it's a thing of numbers here. The other thing I also have out is the Renew Spa. I talk a lot about lymphatic drainage because when people are getting measured and they're really concerned about their health, well, this is a really good way to help them detox. So as they're putting in good nutrients, so they're putting in the good LifePak Nanos, the good youth, the good nutrients. Well, as that body starts to fill up with good nutrients, it's going to push all that old stuff into the lymphatic system. So this is really good add-on, even for people that may not get on a subscription at the moment. Then they're going to see this as another way for them to help themselves be well. And I showed this at the gym for muscle recovery, and those sort of things for some of those athletes. So these are the 2 things that I really have out all the time. And that's that Renew Spa, and that's the Vitameal. And they just travel with my scanner. And then I just have a folder that has my printout stuff. Then I just lay it and boom, I'm gone. I'm off to the races. Trying to think what else real quick. So Carla and I, way back in the beginning days, when she would do face spas and I would do scanning, I mean, we were tag teaming all the time. And I would suggest that you find somebody to tag team with like that, especially if you're going to go do events or whatever. It's so much more fun. And it just, it's just more things. They get to see inside and out. And Carla and I came up with this thing called the 3 3s. And I think it's pretty interesting that we circle back around to that, because if you are connecting with 3 people a day and you're educating 3 people a day on antioxidants, on these nutraceuticals, on the scanner itself, and on the new device that's coming, you're going to, if you only worked 5 days a week, that's 15 people, that 15 new people that never heard of it before. And then you've got 3 people a week that you get on a subscription for something. Okay, that's the key. 3 people a week on subscription. So that's 3 times 4. That's 12 subscriptions a month. And if you shoot for that $100, it gets your customer the best deal. So that's why when Suzanne and I made the Good, Better, Best, we made a regular Life Pack, and Biome was a good package. That helps the gut, and it's going to help nourish the body. And that's right at a little over, what, 128 or something, Suzanne, I don't remember, but it's in the group. And so that's a doable package for people. And then they get to maximize the subscription benefits. So that, that's a pretty, I don't care if it's just Biome or just collagen. We want to get them on a subscription for something. If they get this device, who knows? They might get a subscription for Vitamil, whatever. We're shooting for 3 subscriptions a week. And then 3 people a month that show interest in sharing the business, sharing this wellness platform, sharing the inside and the out wellness that we have. And if you shoot for 3 people a month that get to LOI, so you've got, what is it, 15, 60 people a month that you've exposed this to. And 3 people a day is doable, especially if you're on social, because you can follow up. There's more than 3 people that see that post. You follow up with them and teach them a little bit more about what antioxidants are and why they need them. And 3 people a month, you get to LOI. That's at 1,000 in volume. I mean, it's right now, you've got fast start packages. It's such a sweet place to be right now to get people to LOI. And if you were to do that consecutively month over month, it's mathematically impossible to not be a team elite in 18 months. It's mathematically impossible. And Carla and I figured that out, and we got to team elite. She got to team elite in 18 months, and I think I got there in 20. And that's what we did. We didn't stop. We didn't take a week off. We didn't stop. And then now we had this plethora of customers who were on subscription who we could tap into for other products. So as new things were coming down the pipeline, which they always are, now you had this customer base because you were putting 3 subscriptions a week in. That's 12 subscriptions a month minimum. And once you get a groove on and you start doing this consistently week over week over week, about 6, 8 weeks in, it becomes automatic, and you're now able to do 5 or 10 a day. You know what I mean? Or 5 subscriptions a week instead of 3. So it starts to really move. And again, doesn't have to be nutraceuticals, but I'm just kind of giving you a something. I know some of you have asked for like something to be accountable with, and that is the easiest thing. And Carla and I were really good at keeping each other accountable on that through our early years. And it seems that now it seems like it might be a little easier because you don't have to go out and find people to talk to. You've got the social platform, which, you guys, we have the best training and the best teachings in the social platform. So those are my things for today. We're in a phase of education and kind of strategy. I know that as we work through this for the next 2 or 3 months, there's going to be some other things. I do want to, over the next 2 or 3 months, as we're starting to really move into the good saturation of education with this, is really start teaching what the Prism is. We'll have more information by then, some more details. We have a lot now, but we'll have a lot more where we can make an image of here's it is, this is what it's going to do, etc., where you can actually start taking pre-orders for the thing. And so I look for that to come about June or so. We should have pricing and different things on that, where you're now going to have built, if you're really teaching in this education phase right now and really getting those subscriptions, you're going to be set up for this mass saturation of this new device, which is going to snowball for you. And this is going to be the biggest launch I've been a part of. And I've been a part of some big launches, TR90 for one. And so this is much bigger than TR90. And so this is it, and it's just going to be so much more fun because you're going to be able to help people and they're going to be able to see it. And so yeah, so those are the things. Do you guys have anything that I can help address? I am going to try to put together some good images that teach what some of these products are kind of simplistically. LifePak Nano being one of them. I'm putting together about how much food they got to eat and what types of food to give them those specific nutrients for 1 day supply of life. And it's huge, y'all. Trying to find all the foods that have the amount of nutrients that LifePak has, it's like taking up a whole 8x10 sheet right now. So, so that's a biggie. So just things like that, trying to get things really concise where you can actually print those or you can text those out for people. So I'm working on some of that. If any of you guys have anything you're working on, please send them over. I mean, that's, be great. We all share with each other. So anything on that? Any comments, any suggestions?
I just want to say thank you, because having all of that kind of information at our fingertips is real helpful, because just in general conversations that I've had, the general public is like, oh, well, I'll eat some more fruit tonight. And it's like, no, you really can't eat enough fruit to get what you need. And so you and I talked, I scanned a lady that I work with, and she scanned like 28,000. And she's like, well, that's really weird because I prefer to just eat vegetables over anything else. And I was like, yeah, but do you eat a ton of vegetables every single day? And she's like, well, no, but I like vegetables. And I'm like, well, so do I, but I don't eat enough of them, like, so to be able to say, here's an actual visual of what you would need to consume on a daily basis in order to get where you need to be is going to be real eye-opening for everyone.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so Suzanne, do you have any of those old images? I'm making new ones, but
I would have to hunt.
well, I
But yeah.
probably have already got them then.
I think that one is really helpful, and I loved the brochure. I don't know if they're going to let us buy the little brochures, but I used to do a walkthrough of the brochure when I would talk to people, and I would say, look, here's what your cell looks like with antioxidant protection. Here's the cell that's not protected and what this means. And like,
Mhm.
I loved that presentation.
I
And
put
then the last
brochure-
page was like, which products are recommended to increase your scan score.
Well, I don't know if the brochure I put in the S3 group, I did put the PDF of the current brochure. I don't know if it has all of that, but
Yeah, the PDF might work.
yeah, and you can see if that one has it all. If not, we can always make our own. We
Mm-hmm.
can make our own, and we can put the other devices in it. We can put the Vitamil in it. We can start making
Mm-hmm.
our own little flip chart electronically,
Mm-hmm.
which I think
Yeah, and
is a good idea.
the other thing I was thinking is, you know how we do our boards links? So you have a web page with the boards. We've got that for the Luma Spa and the Renew Spa right now. So if anybody wants to share, here's a little bit of everything that somebody can just get right there. So I'm thinking with the scanner, one of the YouTube videos that introduces what it is, what it's measuring, why it's important, and then adding some verbiage, maybe that graphic with the vegetables,
Mhm.
just a kind of a presentation just to say, hey, here's what we're doing when I come and measure you, so that you already know or
Mhm.
you want to do this.
Well, and I think and that's a good point, precursoring things like I
Hmm.
didn't do that when I went to the gym. So I caught myself teaching antioxidants to 60 personal trainers one at a time. So it
Yeah.
was like, oh, because it was amazing to me. They didn't know what they were, but you're going to be shocked that people really don't know what it is and why they need them. And
Hmm.
so I think that's a good thing, is to have something we can send out ahead of time, or that when you measure them, you don't have time to explain, you can text it to them, something like
Hmm.
that. I think that's good.
Yeah. And that way people don't feel they have to know everything too.
Right, right. Yeah, because honestly, guys, you don't have to know everything. I don't know anything but this. So, and I
Right.
still don't know everything about this thing, but I don't really know anything else. But if you ask me about that scanner, I can probably work on it and rebuild another one. So, I mean, that's how much I know. Well, and that's
Okay.
what they were saying that you know, that when they break, we can't fix them. They don't have the parts.
Ooh.
So I said, well, if it's systemic and it doesn't have a big red X on it, I can fix it.
Wow.
When the red X comes up, that means one of the tubes is out, and then there's no replacing that. So,
Ah, okay.
yeah. But
Hey,
anyway,
Suzanne, so when you say a boards for the scanner,
Mhm.
you're also going to try and put together like a social part of that for posting and that kind of thing as well in that scanner board, or just kind of
It's Yeah, it would be, I mean, we've got a board that we're just kind of putting things into, but I don't have plans right now to create a duplication board, if that's what you're asking. But the link would be just a landing page website link,
okay.
just to send out for people to have some information in one spot.
I think Carla did something like that as well, and she had a place for them to fill in their information if they wanted to be,
Yes.
and that was pretty
Yeah.
cool too. Yeah.
So
And
is that oh, there, I found it. Okay. I was like, I haven't seen that board.
yeah, to
So,
be able to do the forms, you have to have the paid boards version.
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm working on my website, my Brain Health Village website that has my Morning Glory Ranch connected to it. And I've asked this girl to just put these categories where it's just basically a big landing page. But I am going to have a place for resources where the top scanner pieces of research, instead of you having to go hunt for those, because there's literally tens of thousands of them, the ones that I've already gone through that I know that are important for people, doctors, whatever, I'm going to try to have a place just for all of those. Just one place where I can send people and say, here's all your research, here's all the, here's doctor videos, here's, but
That would be awesome.
it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else?
Okay, so Scotty, can you kind of share how you're getting into these doctor's offices? Because as somebody who I don't go to the doctor except once a year because my insurance requires me to get a physical. Like, how are you getting into these doctors' offices and teaching them about this?
Well, that's not where I'm being successful.
Oh, okay.
No, but you're getting in there.
Well, I went in to my doctor just for my regular blood work, and I just took it with me. I had mentioned it to her before and tried to get through to her on social media. I mean, through Messenger, because she and I chat that way sometimes. And I mean, she would see it, but that was all. And so when I went for my blood work, I just took it with me, and I thought, I'm just going to say, I don't care if you care about your health or not. I want to scan you because I want to know, And so and I said, I'm on a mission to scan the world. So anyway, she
Yeah,
said, well,
love
sure,
it.
come on. And so I did, and that's as far as it went. And then she had her 4th anniversary event last night, and I'd said something about bringing the scanner and setting it up, and she has just recently gotten her head RN certified in I don't know, new something. I don't know what I don't remember what it's called. I have to go back and look in my notes. But anyway, to help people that want to do things naturally. I mean, there's a name for it. Functional medicine. So she was just and you know what? She put a note in on my file for her to call me last week, and she never called. So she's just not interested in. I mean, I can't get them to understand how much easier it's going to be for them to show their people. I don't know. So no, and then I went to my chiropractor this week, and I just took it in. I was going to do the same thing. Well, I think I need to try to research that a little more. I don't really want to do it. And I'm thinking, I just had to tell Kim because I just wanted to, I was just mad.
So I want to
so
tell you that those experiences are what's going to make this really successful for you. You have to be bold. You got to go in there. You've got to show them you're not afraid to use it. That's what the certainty is magnetic. The fact they don't know what the reason that they're being like that is because they don't know what an antioxidant is. And as a physician, that is
Embarrassment.
that's a very big embarrassment. So that is why they are doing that with you. It's not you and it's not the device. It's their own inability to understand what an antioxidant is, or lack of understanding of what that is. So what's going to happen is you've planted big seeds, okay? And now it's just going to be, you got to keep at them once a week. Now you could go to those people and say, hey, could I have a private event and use your location for a scanning event? I've got some people I want to measure. Can we use your front office? You see what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
don't include them. Just ask them if you can use their front office, because they're not going to say no to exposure into business.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? And so, and that's kind of something that I've been doing too. And like I hit the pediatrician up here in town. I said, can I use your front lobby to measure some people after hours? And so, yeah, from 5:30 to 7, I measured, a bunch of kids and pickleball players, so, but I'm just saying, if you have a location, something where you can make an event, you can start marketing that event to anyone. Well, I guarantee you, they're going to market it too. It's their location.
Right.
And if you only had 2
Well,
people, it's
so-
okay. You know what
So
I'm saying?
the owner of my chiropractor business, his wife is a nurse practitioner, and she has just recently gone in a practice. They've opened a practice next door to his office. And she was very interested when I very first mentioned it to her, but I'm just kind of deadlocked and not able to get past that. So I think I'm going to reach out to her, because she said, be sure and talk to, be sure I'm the one you talk to about this, because the person that really started their new clinic is not her. She's just partner with them.
Right.
So anyway, but then I left there with my anger, and I took it to a salon who someone had just signed up, and I ended up scanning 7 people. And so I'm
Yay.
helping the new person that just
Mhm.
signed up in that salon. I'm helping her, communicate with all these people. So that's good. And then as soon as we're finished here, I'm headed to another salon down the road. I have so many former students out there that have salons. So it's
Yeah.
really, it's good. It's just, I'm
Yeah.
just going to them.
That is exactly the way you have to do it. I want you to
Mhm.
go looking
Yeah.
for at least 10 no's a day. If you get 10 people that tell you no and turn their nose up at you every day, you are doing it right. You are
Oh,
doing it
that
right.
was very hard.
She
That was
was
very
so
hard
mad,
for
y'all.
me to accept. Oh, I really was. I don't really know if I want to. I think I'm going to find a new chiropractor. That's how.
Yeah.
And
So,
you
Kim,
know what, Scotty? Go find a new one. It's okay.
Just,
So I have a question about scanning. What are you charging, Carla, at these events? I'm sorry, Kim. I'm so sorry.
I guess we talked about that maybe before you jumped on. That is completely up to you what you want to charge. Okay. Depending on where you're going and what the setup is and all of that. Personally, I don't charge. Personally, I'm only doing demo scans. I don't take the time or the energy to put the email in and then try to figure out how to attach it to a subscription. I know it's $8 for some of you. Do it that
Yeah.
way, get your $8, whatever, it works. Okay. And that pays for the scan credits. Okay. So that, I'm saying, if that works for you, do it. Carla's doing it. It works great for her. For me, I take a can of Vitamil everywhere I go. I did this before, Tahani, when I came to Chicago. Always had Vitamil, and I just have a hole in the can. We have cans now, and so they donate. But I have a sheet out front with a QR code where they can scan and donate it right there on their phone. It's a Stella link, and they just
Mhm.
donate. So, and then that's how I'm doing it. Because then I thank them for feeding some malnourished children. I have their information. I have an opportunity now to follow back up with them, etc. So that's what I do. Some people are charging $5, $10, whatever. I know the clinics that have them and the actual businesses that have them, they're charging and weaving it into like office visits and so forth. But if their patients are on a subscription, they're not charging for the rescan.
Right,
So
right.
it's very similar to what we did before, but right now we're just in a phase of educating and getting subscriptions, and then when we're going to move into educating about the new device here in probably about 3 months.
So when you say new device, this is newer than the S3, something new?
Yeah, you don't even know, girl. We have a new device coming that's the size of a hockey puck, and it will measure carotenoids, and we have patented 30 other micronutrient wavelengths.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to be able to buy it and put it in your pocket.
I remember we talked about this a couple of years ago, and it's finally coming
It's here.
to fruition.
It's going to launch. It's going to launch this year. So what we have to do is get people educated, and then when the new one comes out, they're going to be able to purchase it just like this device, just like this Renew Spa. And
Got
they'll
it.
measure anytime, anywhere. And then it'll have the capability of adding more things that can be measured. Like we own the genome, so eventually you'll be able to get genetic markers and so forth. Personalized
Very good.
nutritional medicine. So right now it's a matter of being in front of the curve, building your nutritional subscription base or any of the other product base, and getting yourself positioned for this new device, because you're going to have everybody so educated that it's going to just go for you.
So when
And
you say you were in the educating phase, we're basically educating like potential
what's a carotenoid? What's an antioxidant? Why do you need them?
yes,
And
but
let's
not
get you
selling them
measured.
on the S3.
No, we're not selling them on the S3. You can sell them on the S3, okay, and let them use your device.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So if you have a doctor that wants an S3, say right now, let's get your application in. It's a wait list because we ran out in the US, and the new one's going to be coming next year. So you might get off the wait list, but in the meantime, use mine. And what days would you like to use mine?
Yes.
And that's what I'm doing. I have 2 people that didn't get their S3, and they pick 2 days a week. They take mine.
Okay, perfect.
And then they're
Perfect.
scheduling
Thank
all
you
of their
so much.
people to be measured around that. So we're going to have to just use our device to help other people, to let other people grow their business, because they're going to get at minimum 24% of all their subscription sales by borrowing your device.
Okay, got it. Very good. Thank you so much for that.
Minimum. Yeah. So they're going to make pretty good change right off the bat. So yeah, if you get somebody in that position, just let me know. We'll make a strategy for that. But
I have a doctor who's interested already. I'm gonna go see him and scan him. Hopefully, once I get the scanner situation resolved. He told me to just come by. He's in the area, so probably tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll let me calibrate that device for you and not send it back.
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be a
I can
delay.
calibrate it from here. So I don't know. We'll see what they say, but I made a point in that email to make sure they send you that device back, that it doesn't go on the wait list line. You know, that's what I don't want.
Okay.
So,
Sounds
but
good.
I'll stay on top of that.
Yeah.
So big phase, educate, get subscriptions, And then we'll start moving into educating on the new device and how that's going to drive more subscriptions. And then we got more products coming through the pipeline starting this month, March. So yeah, anything else, anybody? Did I get everybody something? Now, next Friday, we have Susie Melanson. She's from Scotland. I do a lot with her over in Europe. And she's going to be our guest next Friday. She's freaking amazing, y'all. And so she's can give us some global perspective on some things. So I think that'll be good for everybody to hear from her. She's a Nurse of Children ambassador going to Malawi in July. She's just phenomenal. So she's next Friday. And then if you guys want to set up any kind of accountability, I'm happy to have you guys shoot me numbers on Fridays of, about how many people did you get to educate this week, and about how many subscriptions did you get in this week? And we can just shoot those 3 threes if that's something that would be beneficial for you. Okay.
Was it 3 a day or 3 a week? What was it?
So the 3 threes are educate 3 people a day or more. This is just minimums.
Minimum.
You want to go faster, do more. I mean, educate could be following up on a post you made, getting them scanned, just making sure you're educating them on antioxidants, our nutraceuticals, and that device in your S3. Okay. 3 subscriptions a week. $100 is what we shoot for minimum. So they get the subscription benefit. And then 3 people a month that look at taking your device and going out and building their own stream of revenue, helping more people. So 3 threes. And it works with any product, not just the S3, but that's what we created it when I was originally starting with the S3. And then of course, y'all, I was doing 10-10s. I wasn't doing 3-3.
Yeah. Blinders, right?
So, all right. Anything else, guys? All right. Any questions or anything? Throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to stop this recording.